welcome to the activation room. This is where dreamers go when they need that extra fire to move from the dreaming stage to action phase to winning phase, right? Welcome all first timers. If you've been here with us the 3 weeks, welcome, right? So today, in today's session, we will be speaking on John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test. And we'll be focusing on the pathway question. Do I have a strategy to reach my dream? Right? We want to step into strategy because your dream deserves a direction. We don't just want to be going all over the place. We need to choose. And the guy here, you want to go left, you want to go right, you want to go straight, you want to take a little bend. But we need to have a strategy so we know where to go. Right? So we'll go through the book insights and then I'll introduce the guest speaker for the night. Timi is the guest speaker, but I'll introduce him later on. He will help guide the discussion that we'll have. We'll all commit to an activation step and then we will do our closing, right? So in John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test, he speaks about every dream needing a direction because vision alone is not enough, right? We need to create a clear strategy and we need to take consistent action, right? John Maxwell speaks a lot about daily action and doing stuff every day, right? And that is where the pathway question comes in, is do I have a strategy to reach my dream? So for the others who this is their first session, the first week we spoke on the dream, whether the dream is actually yours. And we spoke on as well the sacrifices you may have to make for your dream. So today we're asking the pathway question. Even if you want to make those strategies, even if sacrifices, even if the dream is yours, do you have a strategy to reach your dream, right? Because progress begins when you define where you are going, and what steps to connect the two. But remember, with anything, we need to stay flexible. We don't want to overdo it. We want to use our resources wisely and, of course, take daily action. Strategy turns dreams from ideas into achievable goals, right? So now I want to hand you over to our guest, Dr. Timi, Dr. Timi Adepoju, right, out of Dallas, Texas. Timi is one of my Maxwell mates, right? And he is a doctor, more so pediatrician, but he's also a certified speaker, trainer, coach with the John Maxwell team. So Timi, you take over from here.
All right. Thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. My name is Timi Adepoju. I am a pediatrician. I'm a medical doctor. I'm originally from Nigeria. I trained back in Nigeria, finished medical school there, practiced for a few years, and then I relocated to the US in 2008. And initially, I was doing my master's, and then I eventually did the exams. I added the training, and then now practicing in the US. It's a pleasure to be here. And as I've been introduced, I'm also a John Maxwell Executive Program member. And one of the things that we do in Maxwell Leadership is to basically add value to you. So we describe ourselves as people of value who value others, and then we add value to others. And that is my reason for being here. So I have just about 5 minutes to talk about do I have a strategy to reach my dream? So the aspect of my dream that I wanted to just focus on for today is the one of the decisions that I made during the COVID pandemic, because prior to that time, I've been employed in an hospital setting, and I decided to go into private practice during the COVID time. And that was an interesting time because a lot of things were down. And then, the vision was to be able to have a pediatric practice that could grow and scale and that could function without me. So we started gradually, and then, at that particular point in time, we just had to use the available means and the available resources and then build things gradually, one step at a time. What happened as a result of that is that in the first year in 2020, our annual revenue was under $30,000. And I can tell you now that our annual revenue is it's over $2 million. But when we talk about having a strategy to achieve a dream, we have to look at what systems and structures that you have in place. So many people do have a desire, and then, well, maybe some people don't even have a dream, but among people that have a dream, there's a saying that says, a dream is a dime a dozen. Many people have dreams, but they are unable to put things together to achieve that dream. So, as we are looking at today's week 3 session, we are looking at building a bold action plan. So, when we look at strategy, we are looking at what are the structure and the daily disciplines that will help you move from just having a dream to achieving that dream. And we will start from the structure first because the structure provides, it's kind of like a framework, and it's what guides you and helps you to be stable throughout the whole process, because life is going to get busy. A lot of things are going to come in the way of achieving your dream. You may be frustrated at many points in time in achieving your dream, but when you have a system and a structure that kind of guides you through it, and the structure can be your calendar, your systems, your habits, and that structure provides a foundation for you to achieve what you want to achieve. And that structure also helps you to put your energy together at the most important places. And then with that structure, you can know which milestones you need to reach. And you can see if you need accountability partners like people in this group or your leadership coach. And those are the things that the structure would do for you. The other aspect are the daily disciplines that you have to look at it. What am I going to do daily to accomplish my dreams and my goal? Because a great goal will not be achieved by a great step. It will be achieved by small little steps that we're taking gradually from one day to the other. And just incorporating that even when it is not convenient, because there will be many times in the process of achieving your dreams that things will not be convenient, they will not be comfortable, but you just have to step out there and just make sure that you put in what is needed at every point in time. So when we combine the structures and the strategy and the daily disciplines, that kind of give us the strategy that will guide us between where we are and where we want to be. So 3 questions to ask in that area is that where am I now? The second question would be where do I want to go or what do I want to achieve? And the third step is how do I plan to get there? So, for example, for the clinic, in setting up the clinic, we have to know that, okay, what are the things that we have to do to set up the front office, the back office, the examination room, how the patient encounter will be, how do we document, how do we get insurance contracts, how do we bill for the patient, how do we market and advertise. So instead of putting all those ideas together and keeping it in the brain, one of the things that we do is we write everything down, categorize things, and then begin to see what are we going to achieve day by day. And sometimes when we achieve one thing, there will be something that came out of it that we have to do something else. For example, I could try, okay, today I need to contact a particular insurance agent. Well, they may ask me to get some documents, which was not part of my to-do list, and then I have to add that to it. But all in the whole process, as long as you are doing all those daily disciplines, you will be growing. And as long as you are growing, it will become easier and easier to accomplish your dream and your goals. So that is just the little talk that I have because I want to make sure that we have enough time for discussion. But if you have questions with regards to what I've said, you can bring it up now, or we can just go into just a guided discussion session.
Okay, thank you, Timmy. Right? So Timmy, you could lead and we could come in whenever, but you could lead. This tonight, this group is a very shy group. So if you hear crickets, that means they're waiting for you to call them. They like that in this group
Yeah.
on Wednesdays, right? Okay, so the first question for the guided session is what specific steps or habits are helping you move closer to your dream right now? And where do you think you need more structure or consistency? So anyone can feel free to start. Remember, we're here to help you. So this is the time for you to be honest about where you need help because we all want to move closer to our dream, closer to our purpose, right? And you have certified persons here who can help you with that, who have been through it. I mean, to me, did you tell them that you planted one um oh yes, you did, where you he had his
Ye-
first
Yes.
um
So
and
part of
then
the things,
go
yes.
ahead.
Part of the things that I did in the beginning was that, I had a plan from the beginning to the end, and the goal is to have a network of clinics that could form like a conglomerate that will probably be in something that private equity will be interested in. So we started with one location, that was 2020, 2021. We're able to work on the second location. In 2023, we were working on the third location. Everything got completed in early 2024. And also in 2024, we were able to acquire another practice. So that's part of how the revenue was able to grow. And the first one is the hardest, but what we focus on with the first one is just having the systems and the structure, because once we had that system and the structure, adding another one would not be as much of a thing. And that is the whole essence of this mastermind group, to help you take your dream and your goal, walk you through certain steps, and you are also being developed in the stage. And then after that, you can just continue to scale, and there will be no limit to accomplishing your goal. So I'm looking forward to hearing what dreams are you working on, what steps are you having, and how can we help you to move forward?
We have one in the group. Alicia, you could just read any that come through in the group, please. So it had one just came up.
Yeah, Janelle says, I have been researching and doing a few business courses. I need to work on structure.
So, Janelle, if I may ask you, is there any particular dream or goal that you have in mind? And the reason that I'm asking is that, sometimes as entrepreneurs that want to accomplish something, there are thousands and thousands of courses out there, and sometimes we get logged into just knowledge acquisition after knowledge acquisition. We want to be able to make sure that we translate that knowledge and the desire, because you are doing all those courses to possibly get something, but we want to make sure that we're able to translate that just from knowledge acquisition to okay, you want to create healthy food products. Yeah, that is fantastic, and that is really, really needed. Right. So from the courses that you have been doing, have you seen some good progress with in terms of moving to that idea? Are you working on, first of all, in the healthy foods category, have you had have you narrowed down to particular ones that you want to work on? Or how can we just, what stage are you in this whole process because you have a huge idea, you have a multi-billion-dollar idea, basically. So how can we help at this stage? Okay. Gut health, wonderful. And gut health is one of the main ones. In fact, I did some courses in functional medicine, and the gut health is one of the areas that we like to start with changing the whole body system. That has to do with the health and the nutrition and the allergies. So gut health is very, very important. So you have the degree, you're taking the classes. Now we're looking at what are the habits. Are you in the process of formularizing your own kind of healthy foods? Would it be a dietary plan? Would it be cookies? Would it be shakes? Would it be what kind of product? And then we're going to look at the framework for getting the product from the idea to production, and then also the framework for marketing. So shakes, yes. Shakes are pretty common. So I guess I was on point with them that, yeah. So and for your shakes, so let's pick a particular aspect, the people that you're targeting. So when we look at the demographics, for example, what are the people that we are going to be targeting? What are the price point that we're going to be looking at? And how are we going to make this product truly appealing that when they hear the name or when they read the content, it just appeals to them? So do you have a name for your product, like for your company, for your organization at this time? So those are some of the things. And of course, if someone else also wants to throw their idea in, we can work on everything together. So immune boosting shake, that's great. So with immune boosting shake, then we are looking at, okay, what are the different kind of ingredients that are in this shake? Does it have Akkermansia? Does it have, there's when you go into the gut health, there are some prominent names of different things that kind of help and boost. What percentage of fiber is going to be in this that is going to fit the antibacteria in the gut and promote the gut health? What kind of what kind of other additives that you are going to put in that would market everything, and then so that when someone that is health conscious see the name and they see the ingredient, they know that, oh, you need to go get Janelle's products. So those are some of the things, and it's a lot of work between, I don't know if you've started working on different kind of shakes and different kind of mixtures, but also making sure that, okay, this has zero amount of sugar, what's content of sugar and the fat and the different ingredients that are inside. Root crops, no sugar, perfect. So those are the things that are going to be on point. So there's the idea we need to work on. Also, another part of the structure will be working on the marketing and knowing your target population. Another function will be how do you produce this en masse? How do you package it? So those are the different things. And you mentioned initially the courses that you are taking. So those are some of the things that will kind of help in moving closer. So let's read another one from,
Ojamoda, could
yeah.
you could you come on to the mic? I know Janelle had mic issues, so that's why she had to type. But if you could come on, it might be a little faster for us. If you could come on to the Ojamoda. I know last week she was having some issues.
Okay.
Okay, well maybe we could read it out to me if she can come
Okay.
on to the mic.
So Ojomoda is steps that currently taking learning more about rearing rabbits, and saving towards my materials. That's a wonderful idea. So if I may ask, what is your end goal with these rearing rabbits?
I'm wondering if she's even there because normally she would come on.
Okay.
So we can
So
maybe come back to her when we're
yeah,
sure she's online,
okay.
right?
Um,
Um,
any,
so
anybody?
Leah,
Yeah.
I know you were working on products as well. Could you come online and tell him?
Hi, good night.
Good
I
night.
was just about to so steps that I am taking, these specific steps. Well, I did use AI to help with these steps because I'm in the area of compliance and my mind it first runs to okay, yes, I want to do something, but what would be the restrictions if I start doing anything without putting things in place beforehand? So my general products are, well, specifically women's wellness, so spearmint leaf tea, capsules, and coffee alternative using like 100% cocoa. And the steps that I've been taking is, well, I did all of my research and I put my products together, and I've been trying to think of ways to market it because I'm not really good at like social media and things like that. So I decided to do pop-up shops. So now I'm actually looking at how to do the pop-up shops because I'm not too sure. And steps to stay consistent. Um, steps to stay consistent. I just try to do at least something every week, not every single day because I would burn myself out, but every week I try to at least take one step forward.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Zoria, for sharing that. And I think, with what you have done so far, I think you have made some good progress, especially the fact that you are leveraging AI, and that will really speed up the research component. So that is wonderful. There was something that I learned about marketing at the last John Maxwell conference, because a lot of us feel as if we are not good marketers. But sometimes when we look at that, we are focusing on ourselves rather than what is going to benefit other people. And that really
Mm-hmm.
changed because every time that I'm scared of, so I used to be very scared of, talking in them groups like this, I may be shaky, sweaty, and them everything. And what they said was that, when you're doing all of that, I am so focused on my appearance and how I come through that I'm not focused on the benefit that the other person will be getting from it.
Mm,
So when you look at that, and our self-talk is very important in who we are and what we're able to achieve. So
yes.
see yourself as a good marketer, even speaking up about your your dream and your goals. That is marketing to yourself. So if I know someone that needs a coffee alternative, because someone like me, I don't drink coffee, that makes me shaky. If I need some
Mm-hmm.
coffee alternative, then I know that I need to talk to Zoria, because there are other times that I'm a very introverted person. I don't really talk.
Yes.
Someone like Giselle has to come and meet me before I say something at the conference. But
Yeah, so am I.
yeah, but then sometimes
To
for
me, I just want to say something. You came and you sat next to me without my permission, right? So you made the first move, just saying. So that means she just need to put the video up and someone will talk to her after. That is all.
yes, exactly. That's true. Yeah, so Zuri, again, so when it comes to the marketing, begins to not focus on yourself, but know within yourself that you're a good marketer, but focus more on the ability that this will benefit a lot of people. And
Mm-hmm.
just talk about the benefit either on your social media, on things, and just start putting things out there. Those are some of the steps. So, like, you already said what most of us are. We're not doing things daily, but some of those little things, putting stuff out there, benefits of your
Mm-hmm.
skin, the tea capsules, just keep putting it out there. And where are you in terms of putting the products together?
So for the spearmint tea and capsules, I already have every all of the materials and everything. And the cocoa alternatives, I usually would make a batch for myself, my family, and friends. And once the batch is done, I would, whenever I feel like making another, I would. So everything is basically already there.
That's awesome. So have you made any sales?
I have for the spearmint tea only.
Okay. Good. So then the goal for someone like you coming to this activation room is that we just want to be able to get your sales going faster for the ones that you already have. And then that may
Mhm.
be your flagship product. That's what they know you for. But the people that come, maybe they will get a free try of your of something else of another product, and that would also help them to know that, oh, this is available, and even if they don't really want that, they can still buy your flagship product, or they can have the opportunity or to tell people, hey, just share it with them somebody, and that will really help you to move forward.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Okay.
Ojimoda has replied, full goal is to have an animal farm and homestead, and that's great. So we already started with rearing the rabbits in this particular case, and then we have to look at, okay, what system do you have in place? What structure? What is your available space? And apart from the rabbits, okay, we already have the rabbits. We want to make sure that they are growing well and they are reproducing well and they are protected. But then after that, what is the other animal that you want to bring on? And do you have the space and the structure? And how would we make sure that everything grows and is protected and it continues to yield for you? Because we also need to get to the point of marketing. We also need to get to the point of people knowing about what you are doing and making sure that you're complying with all the local rules and regulation when it comes to that. Okay, any other person wants to share or any updates from Janelle or Jamother, Zoria?
Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. Hi. I am Rhonda, and in terms of the steps or habits that are helping me to move a little closer, in terms of my dream, been doing some more research in my niche. I have a self-care online business, mainly online, and I look at self-care for the mind, body, and the soul, not only the physical part of it, but in terms of spiritual and mental as well. And I'm looking at pain points that different women may have. I specifically focus on women. Of lately, I've been getting the men involved as well, and I'm excited as well. So I'm looking at different pain points and trying to tie it into tips and tricks that I could share with them on the different platforms, right? And in terms of what I would like more structure is execution in terms of getting an idea. I'll have an idea, I'll have it mapped out. Okay, I'm going to do this. This is my first step. This is my second step. I'm going to put this in the middle. I could invite this one on board. And then when coming to action time, I kind of go into my shell. So I don't know if it's that confidence um, kind of thing I need to work on, but I need a little more structure in that sense.
Okay. And yeah, thanks so much, Rhonda, for sharing that. And the mind spot body space, that's a huge place right now. And that is one of the things that is going to be really, really helpful for a lot of people. So let's start with the last point that you mentioned. Why do you think that you don't have the necessary confidence to achieve these?
I think that I need to be this big, grand, professional kind of person to deliver and get results. You're looking at other speakers, you're looking at other persons who may be in a niche, and me, I don't want to let down your clients. And maybe I'm trying to make myself into something I'm not, and just be myself. And then sometimes you wonder if people will accept you as yourself. If you understand.
Yes, and Rhonda, honestly, this is one of the traps that all of us fall into. I can tell you that, I really started my leadership and my speaking sometimes last year, picked up more from this year. But this is the truth. I actually started the leadership talk and everything back in around 2003 while I was back in Nigeria. But I stopped. You know why? I wasn't confident. I wasn't, I don't have the results to show. There's some bigger people out there. Well, guess what? One of the biggest leadership person in Nigeria and also goes for international conferences as a speaker, started a few years before that. And all it would do is to read a book and say what the book says. I was saying, you know what? I don't have the results. I don't have the confidence. I could have had 20 years worth of speaking experience today, and I could be in front of big and massive stages because I was waiting to have results. Now, fine, I do have results now, but I wasted time because some things needs to go together, not one after the other. There are some things that will go one after the other, but some things need to go together. So right now, even with public speaking, talking about mind body, if you can start by getting yourself out there, writing a little thing, a little blog, a little 2 minutes video, a little things, you use that as your preparatory step. What they mentioned at the one of the things that they mentioned at the Maxwell is that use that as your laboratory. Use that to practice speaking, practice writing, practice. Before you know it, you would find out that you are actually one of the authority in the area. And then another thing that I have learned is that I also learned was that sometimes we look at ourselves. Let's assume that our life has 100 chapters. We look at ourselves like, oh my, I'm still in chapter 15. By the time I get to chapter 85 or 95, maybe I'll have something to say. Well, you'll be too old by then. If you're in chapter 15, there are some people in chapter 0 or chapter 1. You can help those people. And then you can learn from the people that are ahead. So for you in the mind body space, if what's holding you back is the confidence, learn from the people that the big speakers and the brand name and whatever, just read them. But you know what? There are people that just want to listen to Rhonda. They don't listen to all those people. They don't even know. It's just Rhonda's voice that they want to hear. So begin to look at it that for you, your daily steps might be there'll be times that you're learning from those that have gone ahead, and there'll be times that you are impacting those that are behind. And you just keep working on that. Giselle, you have something to say? Yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to share something with Rhonda and well, everyone, something that happened to me today. So, the next cohort of one of the coaching programs that I do on Thursday, it starts the 30th of October. So I did my video and I put it up on TikTok, and this guy, he messaged me and he was like, you know how long I looking for a coaching business to work with? And I could, even if I didn't put up the video, I could think that it have so many people who coaching. There are so many big establishments that coaching 25 years, coaching 30 years. What he means so long he looking for a coaching business. It have so many businesses out there. But something that I said resonated with him. So something that Rhonda says might resonate with someone. So we can't just not show them because we think we're not far enough. So I just wanted to share that it don't matter where you're at. The same thing that Timmy said. once you are further along than the person behind you, people would gravitate to you. And with social media, most of it is just personality. If you look down to earth, you seem easy to work with, and they love a story. They love to hear how you healed your mind, your body, your soul. That's what they, and once they see that your story resonates with where they want to be, even if there are 10 or 20 other people like you, they will naturally gravitate towards you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you
wonderful.
for sharing.
All right.
You're
Well, am I out of
welcome.
my time already?
No, we have one more question to me. So normally how we do it, anyone who didn't answer the first question, they will answer the second one, right? So I'll read it now. When your current plan stops working, because sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes we need to shift. How willing are you to adjust your strategy instead of questioning the dream itself? Because it's easy to give up because the road is not easy. And I will share a quick thing again since I'm already talking. Like, even with me and Chef Easy, like, I remembered when I failed all my test results. I think I shared this story in the first session. I can't remember. And I paid 17,000 to get these test results. And I failed everything. And at that point, I left my job. My savings were very low because in my head, I passed the test results, right? And I was like, this even makes sense to go back and test these things. Like, this not making sense. Like, I have no money to go and reinvest. And I could question the dream and say, let me not do that. Let me do something else. But I just found a way to work around it. I reduced the testing. Before I tested 9, I tested 4 instead of the 9. And then I went to a place that was more reasonable. So I ended up paying about 30% of the original price that I paid before. And that was because the current plan didn't work. So I had to adjust the strategy. So that's the question for anyone who is willing to share now. Timi, remember, feel free to call out. I think I didn't see anything from Alana, Carissa, Daryl, or Shirley.
All right. Who wants to go first? Or if you want to type, that is
Hi,
fine as well. Go ahead.
evening, everyone. My name is Alana. Since Giselle called my name first, and I wasn't going to answer this question because my current plan has some re-evaluating to do. Because I have an issue with being consistent at this point in time and actually putting a plan in place. So, the business I'm interested in doing is uh, credit and collections, coaching and training business. And I started, registered the business, opened the bank accounts, everything. So for me, the next step ideally should be marketing, putting myself out there and getting my first set of clients. So right now I'm at a standstill just because of procrastination and not really having a plan written down in terms of, okay, this is my next step. These are the things I need to do to get there. And um, I'm just still doing things like attending these types of sessions in order to push myself to go further and do more and actually pursue my dream with a bit more passion, even though I have life going on. So as it relates to the question, the current plan at a standstill right now. So I have to adjust both the plan and strategy to move forward.
Well, thanks, Alana, for sharing that. We appreciate you speaking up. And every goal and every dream that we want to achieve is described as an uphill task. It's something that we would have to, fight a bunch of things and even try to get things out of ourselves. And, sometimes we have to look at, okay, why exactly am I having this issue with procrastination? And sometimes it takes a lot of looking inward because whenever a plan is not working, we have to look at, okay, is it not working because of me? Or is it not working because of something that is external? So there's internal assessment and external assessment. So you had mentioned about, the procrastination and the lacking the next steps. But at the same time, you are in this kind of a group, and I think you're attending sessions like these. And one of the benefits of sessions like this is that it's kind of bringing fire together, people that can fan the flame and help you to be able to reactivate what you have going on. So at least, okay, see, oh, Giselle is doing this, and Rhonda is doing this, and Zoria is doing this, and then, okay, I need to take some steps too. So do you is there anything that you think might be holding you back and is making you to procrastinate on it, on the next steps?
Myself, it's definitely internal. I don't think there's anything external stopping me from doing anything. So you're right, the class is going to give me some motivation to actually put a plan in place and a strategy in place and really try to be consistent. And as someone earlier said, like putting down a plan or and doing at least something, one thing every week, So I plan to implement that and just try to stay consistent going forward and really getting a move on and, put some goals in there to also help motivate me to continue moving forward step by step.
That's great. That's wonderful. And then sometimes one of the things that also stop us is if we have too big of a goal for each day, we may need to break things down into little step by step so that we know that we can easily accomplish it in a day or within our current framework because sometimes life gets in the way and sometimes some of us have a huge to-do list that it just bogs us down mentally. So one of the things that I found to be helpful when a plan is not working and is mostly internal is to write down what exactly I'm trying to do, go back into my why. What is my reason? Why do I want to do this training and then coaching? What would be the big picture? What is the kind of the goal and how would I feel when I accomplish that? And that's also one of the things that can help you build your motivation and your joy internally. And when you do that, then you now come back and say, okay, what are the little steps that I can take today? And so adjusting strategy is a good thing. And we would always need to adjust and to reframe and to modify. But we should never get to the point of questioning the dream because for some people, you still have a plan to work on it. Some people will just say, oh, maybe I wasn't even supposed to do it in the first place. Maybe I should have done something else. Maybe I should just let go. No, we don't want to get to that point because for every obstacle that we face and for every challenge that we overcome, it builds us. And when we are built, there may not be all this current idea that all of us are working on. It may be a new idea, a new challenge, but then it will be a modified version of us, a new version of us that is able to just get things done and get things accomplished. So, and that is also why those daily plan and daily disciplines come into place. Because when you overcome procrastination in these aspects, there will be another aspect of your life that procrastination could have crept in, but because you've overcome that, then you are more capable to also overcome that as well. Since we're running on time. Any other person want to share anything before
I saw Shirlene put on her camera and I saw Janelle posted some as well. But we could do Shirlene first and then we'll do Janelle after.
Okay.
Shirlene, she just happened to disappear the same time you're ready for her. But if she's not ready as yet, again, we could just go to the group. I know it
Yeah.
have a question there somewhere.
And I think Janelle mentioned something on the chat that, she didn't get the support while testing her product. The lab technician didn't like the idea, and Janelle had to change her formula and kept getting a high microbial count. Sometimes the people with the authority, sometimes in your dream. And this is a big one, Janelle. Thanks for sharing that because, sometimes we have goals and we are in a system that just doesn't work. And the system is kind of really overbearing. And what that does for most people is to just shut their idea down, shut their goal down, shut their dream down, and basically shut their life down. And we don't want to be that way. Sometimes we have to look at things from other angles. You will not be able to change the system because the system is bigger than you, but you can always see how you can adjust your own system. The lab technician may not like it, the system may not like it, but the thing is that what will this experience do for your own goal and for your dream? So this current plan for you is not working because of the lab technician and the high microbial count. What are the things that you feel that you can do to adjust your strategy? Or are you are you questioning the whole dream and trying to work on a new dream? We're going to wait for Janelle to type a response. If anybody has something to say, we can talk about that really briefly before I hand over to Giselle.
Can I add one thing for Janelle if she's interested? That my field is food safety and like compliance. So if she wants assistance and she wants to do the microbial testing again, I could probably help her out.
That's great. Thank you so much, Zoria. And honestly, that's part of one of the things that we want this community and sometimes just speaking up because many times we suffer in silence. And when we share our goals and our dreams and our challenges to people, even sometimes that person may not have an idea. They may even say something that seems to be out of the way or off course, but it could spark something in us and spark an idea and say, oh, that's true, I can do it this way. So Janelle, Zoria has agreed to just run it by her and then we'll see how we can really help. Um, Giselle, I think we're almost like 7 minutes to the hour. I'll hand over to you to see to take it from here.
That's okay to me. Charlene, are you there? I'm not sure if you wanted to share. I saw that you came on. I don't want you to miss the opportunity from the great doctor. It's a what they call it, a one night only.
Hi, hi, Giselle. I'm here, but I can't talk too much. My mouth hurting me. So that's why I come on and I come back off.
Okay,
But good night, everyone.
that is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, oh gosh. Sorry about that. Okay, well, thank you to me very much for joining. I hope you guys you can maybe put in the chat if Timmy added value, or you could put your mic on and say if he added value to you. We always want to know if the speaker added value to you during the session. So maybe two persons could share on whether to me added value to you and your life and your business. I hope he added value to one person.
Yes, definitely. I think lots of value and, well, putting things into perspective as well.
Okay, great. So thank you, Zoria. Then one's like, to me, like, he realized he didn't add any value.
I would also agree. Thank you very much, Timmy, for sharing your enlightening words. They're very helpful, and I hope to put it to good use.
Okay, and Rhonda said most definitely. So thank you to me. Right. So the next step is, right, Janelle said she appreciated the feedback. Right. So great to me. Thank you for everything. Thank you for just showing up and adding value. And guys, this is just what the Maxwell, that's in the Maxwell DNA. You know, it's kind of like we have to show up. Like, Timmy didn't have a choice. When I asked him to come, he had to come, right? Because I am his Maxwell sister, right? And we support each other. And I want the same thing, you know, for us in Trinidad. And that's why, you know, I did the activation room because I wanted a community of people, and we come together and understand that we are not doing this alone. It is not you alone that afraid to show up on social media, not you alone that's stuck in your journey, not you alone overthinking every single decision, right? And even though we are here and we are coaches and trainers and speakers, we have been in that same place. And even at every level that we go, you know, as Timmy goes higher and higher, and he could say, I mean, with John Maxwell, he would have been at different levels, and he's at his highest level now. And at that high level, it would have some things he might question still. You know, at every level that you go higher, there are some things that we question, and we you know, I'm sure I could do this. And because you master a level, you go higher. You master that level, you go higher. Right? So don't think it ever stops when you think, well, Zori, I think where I get the business loan, so everything gonna run good. No, you have to scale. And when you have to scale, that is a next set of problems again. When you have to export, it's a next set of problems. So, you know, just think of it as a process, and we continue moving closer to what we want to do. And remember, your dream could change, your dream could get bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't play small at all. Right? So our bold action this week is to write down 3 practical steps that will move you closer to your dream. You choose one and you commit to doing it this week. And I think as Zoria mentioned, doing one thing a week. No, not so. I think what Zoria mentioned, doing one thing at least a week. So we want to do that, right? We want to get at least one thing done a week. Don't try to do a list with 10 things on it and then you end up doing nothing because you're overwhelmed, right? So the takeaway for this evening is a dream without a plan is only a wish. Progress happens when you turn intention into strategy and take consistent action towards it every day. Right? Our final session would be on the 15th of October, where we'll be asking the tenacity question, am I moving closer to my dream? So there's a lot of us, we're really busy, we're doing lots of things. Alicia, I was joking with Alicia about Janelle and how she does a lot of courses, and she's doing a lot, right? In life and in business. But we really have to ask ourselves, are we really moving closer to our dream, or are we just out here being really busy doing, you know, things that yeah, I do this and I do that. But when you watch how close you are to your dream, you're on 15%. Right? So we'll be reviewing that in the next session. And remember, the option is still open for anyone that did not schedule their free coaching session, right? This is a 30-minute one-on-one. We could talk about anything. We could talk about life, about business, whatever help you need. So like in Rhonda's case where she said she is having the issue with confidence, you come onto that session, we talk it through, we commit to little steps that can be taken to get you further along on the journey.